So this is the Bose S1 Pro Plus, and this is a speaker that's better left for the professionals that plan on using the speaker with a microphone, some type of instrument, or with a mixer on a regular basis. Maybe you've got a gig or something and you need something that's super small that has a built-in battery. But if you're a casual user looking for something portable and durable, I wouldn't be surprised if you're looking at either the JBL Boombox 3 or the Sony ULT 7. And size-wise, these speakers are very similar, but the Sony and the JBL are very different from the Bose. Nonetheless, let's see how the Bose S1 Pro Plus compares to both the JBL Boombox 3 and the Sony ULT 7, and let's see which one's right for you. So first, there's pricing, and this is a huge deal. The Bose has a retail price of $700, which is a lot, especially for what you're getting. Whereas both the JBL and Sony have a retail price of $500, and they like to go on sale for around $400, and sometimes the ULT 7 goes on sale for $300, which I feel is a crazy steal. Nonetheless, if you want to pick any of these speakers up, they'll be linked down below, or you can always press on the YouTube shopping button, and if you want to further support the channel, then you can always pick up some merch. So first, there's the design of these speakers. Now, all of these speakers are small, lightweight, and they're very portable. However, both the JBL and the Sony are way more durable than the Bose, because the Bose has a mostly plastic body with a thin metal grille on the front, and the Bose isn't even waterproof because all of its ports are exposed. Whereas with these other two speakers, they have a mostly fabric wrap body and their ports are covered. And personally, I feel that durability is very important for speakers of this size and price, because it could be a big deal for someone that has a social life. Maybe you've heard of those, or maybe they have this thing called friends and they might want to take their speaker when they want to hang out with their friends. But also, very quickly, the Sony is the only speaker here that has a built-in light feature. Now, this light feature is tucked away in the passive radiator, so I do feel that it can be a little hard to see, but it is there if you want it. But personally, I like to use my ULT 7 with the light feature turned off and instead just enjoy the improved battery life. Now, when it comes to battery life, all of these speakers have built-in batteries. Now, the Bose has an advertised battery life of 11 hours, whereas the Sony ULT 7 has an advertised battery life of 30 hours, and the JBL Boombox 3 has an advertised battery life of 24 hours. But real-world use with both the JBL and the Sony playing at 80% volume, they're both going to be good for around 8 hours of playback time, which is not bad at all. However, the Sony is going to be louder, and it is going to have a more bass than the Boombox 3, while both of these speakers are playing at 80% volume. But also, with both the JBL and the Sony, they charge via a double barrel AC cable, which I feel is super convenient because these cables are a lot more common and they're a lot easier to replace. Whereas with the Bose, it charges via a 3-prong AC port, and this cable also has a ground. So this cable is going to be a lot harder to replace if you lose it, or if you're at a friend's house, it's less likely that they're going to have this cable over a double barrel AC cable. But then there are the ports on these speakers, and this is where the Bose really stands out. It has a dual XLR combo jacks, so you can plug in 2 mics or 2 guitars, or you can even connect the speaker to a mixer. And this is the main reason why the speaker is better left for the pros. And the Bose also has these built-in screens where you can directly adjust the sound of your mic. Now, the Bose also has app support where you can also adjust the sound of your mic, but I think it's just easier to do it directly from the speaker itself. However, the Sony ULT 7 does have a single 3/4-inch input, so you can plug in a mic, but you can't adjust the sound of your mic like you can with the Bose. If you're looking for something to do karaoke with, then the Sony can get the job done, but if you're looking for more connectivity options, you either want to look at the Bose or you want to look at some other box speaker out there. And finally, all of these speakers have Bluetooth, and latency is not an issue for any of these speakers, so you can use them to watch the videos with on your phone, and all of these speakers can be used with a wired connection as well. However, the Bose just gives you more connectivity options as well. But wait, if you want to further support the channel, then check out our affiliate partner, Cook Unity. Now, Cook Unity is a delivery meal service that delivers fresh gourmet cooked meals to your door from your local chefs. And Cook Unity is very flexible. You can choose how many meals you want per week, and you can easily skip a week if you need to. And from Cook Unity's site, you can choose from a whole lot of different meals, and you can easily categorize them from either your preferred taste, proteins, or if you follow a specific diet. And here are some of my favorite meals that I've tried so far. I'm a big fan of the steak tan pequeña. It's hearty and spicy. The smoky chorizo fettuccine is very comforting but still macro friendly. And the Greek herb meatballs with pearl couscous is a solid post-workout meal. So even if you're super busy, Cook Unity makes it super easy for you to still have gourmet meals at home, all while being a whole lot cheaper than ordering out or going to some fast food joint. So click on our Cook Unity link down below and save 30% on your first order. But with all that out of the way, let's talk about sound. Regarding speaker setup, the Bose has a single front mid-fire woofer with exhaust ports that shoot out the front, and it has a total of 3 drivers, which are stacked on top of the woofer. And this speaker gets very loud for its size, but just because it gets loud, it doesn't mean that it sounds good. Whereas the Sony ULT 7, this speaker has dual front mid-fire woofers, dual front mid-fire tweeters, and dual passive radiators that shoot out the sides. And this is a pretty standard speaker setup for a speaker of this size and price. Whereas with the JBL Boombox 3, this speaker has a front mid-firing subwoofer with dual front mid-firing woofers with dual front mid-firing tweeters, which are stacked on top of the woofers, and it also has those dual passive radiators that shoot out the sides. But now we're going to go ahead and jump into the sound test. Now we're going to be using the Bose at 75% volume, which is going to be super loud, but again, just because it gets loud, it doesn't mean that it sounds good. And we're also going to be using it with its treble decreased and with its bass increased, because I'm really trying to help it out as much as I can here. And both the JBL and Sony are playing at their max volumes while unplugged. And the Sony is playing with ULT 2, whereas the Boombox 3 is playing with its stock EQ.
Wish I could tell you that I want you to hear me, but you'll never love me like the way we used to be. Too far from Saturn, lost in the patterns. Where's the stars aligned so we can be free? Arms are sweaty, knees unsteady. I can't see my head on straight. Heart is heavy, wasn't ready. Don't think I can see your face. Now it's just friends. How long till that ends? It feels like forever away. From heartbreak, can't feel the pain. Needed a shame, I think I sold my only soul. Palms are sweaty, knees unsteady. I can't see my head on straight. Heart is heavy, wasn't ready. Don't think I can see your face. Now it's just friends. How long till that ends? It feels like forever away. Yeah, we're on, now we're on. Need to let it be done. Now we're gone and we're on away. It might go, it will change this all around.
So like you've just seen, the Bose gets super loud, but just because it gets loud, it doesn't mean that it sounds good when it's playing music. The problem with the Bose is that it leans towards a bright sound signature and it doesn't have all that much bass. And when it does start to put out bass, then the bass really bottoms out very quickly. So overall, the Bose just sounds like it's screeching. Whereas with these other two speakers, they sound a lot more balanced and open, and they actually have clean bass that resonates. Now, when these speakers are running off of their built-in batteries, they don't get anywhere near as loud as the Bose, even when they're running at max volume. But with both of these speakers, if you use them while they're plugged in, you are going to get a performance boost out of them. They're going to get louder and they're going to have more bass. But even when they're plugged in, they aren't going to get as loud as the Bose. Nonetheless, both the Sony and the JBL are going to be good options for outdoor use and crowds of like 12 to 15 people. But finally, there's pairing. Now with the Bose, you can always pair it up to one of Bose's external subwoofers, so you can get a lot more bass going, but if you do that, you might as well just get yourself a Party Box Ultimate or a Sony ULT Tower 10. And like I mentioned earlier, this speaker does have a line out, but you are going to have to use an XLR cable. But then there's the JBL Boombox 3, which is using Party Boost, and you can pair it up to other Party Boost speakers, like either another JBL Boombox 3, a Boombox 2, an Extreme 3, a Charge 5, a Pulse 5, a Pulse 4, a Flip 5, or to a Flip 6. And again, you can pair up to 100 speakers together, and you can also connect it to the JBL Extreme 4, which is using Auracast, but it is backwards compatible with Party Boost. But then there's the Sony ULT 7, which is using Sony's Party Connect, and you can pair it up to other Party Connect speakers, like either another ULT 7, an XG500, XG300, XE300, XE200, or to an XP43, XP33, or XP23. But the really cool thing about Sony's Party Connect is that you can connect your smaller speakers to any of Sony's larger box speakers that are also using Party Connect, like either an ULT Tower 10, XV900, XV800, XV500, or to an XP700 or to an XP500. And this is really cool because you can connect any of JBL's smaller Party Boost speakers to any of JBL's larger Party Box speakers. But with all that being said, if you're thinking about getting the Bose S1 Pro Plus and you're a casual user, I highly recommend that you look at something else. Yes, the speaker gets very loud for its size, but sound quality wise, it doesn't sound good. You should only consider the Bose if you plan on using it with a microphone or other instruments 100% of the time, and even still, I'd recommend that you probably look at some other box speakers out there. But if you're a casual user that just wants something small for the house and something that you can easily take on the go with you, then you do want to look at either the Sony ULT 7 or the JBL Boombox 3. But personally, I do prefer the Sony ULT 7 here over the Boombox 3 because it gets louder, it has more bass, it sounds fuller in the mids, and it also has that mic input if you want, so you can do karaoke, and it also has those built-in lights. If you made it this far, I guess you enjoyed the video, so hit the like button and get subscribed. If you want to pick any of the products up, they'll be linked down below. And if you want to further support the channel, check out the merch. I made some shirts and hoodies that look and feel great. And you know I can be very particular, so I'll only slap my name on something if I'm really proud of it.